Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl Cadillac Kat from the Cadillac Kat Morning Show. And y'all know I always make it do what it do out here in these ATL streets, but I'm international. I'm going international today. Today is a special day. First, I want to say thank you all for tuning into my show. You are the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. And in these days and times, these days, we need more of our voices to be heard. We have stories to tell. We have things that we're doing that are phenomenal. And I am here to showcase some of that tonight. Tonight, I have the distinct privilege and honor, and I'm so excited to have on my platform my sister and my friend. She's an attorney. She's very, very intelligent. She's a real estate developer internationally and domestically. She's an author. She has a nonprofit organization. She's a billionaire. Okay. I know she didn't think I was going to say that. Right now, I want to bring to the stage no other person, my longtime friend, Miss Diana Lynch, Esquire.
Hello, hello.
A round of applause, a round of applause, a round of applause. How are you doing today, my sister? How are you?
I'm excited. This is special because I am here on your show, and you I consider a
Yeah.
sister for real. So I thank you so much for having me and to speaking to your audience. You're special, so I'm honored to be here as well.
Yes, yes, yes. I started out and I was like, I could have gone on and on with the introductions, but I chose to limit the introductions because you just, you're like I said on your banner, you're an attorney, you're doing stuff international and domestically, real estate development, and you're an author. So let's talk about transitioning into from an attorney to what led you to doing what you do right now.
Well, I practiced law for 3 decades. It was a rewarding career. It was challenging at times. And as many of my colleagues know, I think after about year 10, we're trying to figure out a way to get out of it, right? But it provides us an opportunity as a lawyer to do so many different things and to stick your finger and your nose into so many different other trades and professions. And one of those things that I was fortunate enough to do is to start doing real estate development and investing very early on in my career. It afforded me the opportunity to have the seed money to be able to do that. And after 3 decades, I decided, okay, I'm going to hang up the shield and I am going to now try my hat at international and domestic real estate development. And so I started doing real estate development about 20 years ago. And my last hurrah was a project that I am actually breaking ground on this month. This is it March yet? March of
No.
2025. We'll be breaking ground in downtown Atlanta at the Signature Atlanta, which is a 22 unit high-end luxury townhome mixed-use community with commercial building. Hopefully I'll have my off-key karaoke at the top floor restaurant, and it's just really a culmination of everything that I've been doing, and I'm really excited about it. And thought it was my last hurrah, but God has other plans. So, but yeah, the Signature
So with
Atlanta.
that, with with that, I need to stop. You need to get this. A round of applause. It's not playing.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Because that is a lot that you said that you were doing. You were an attorney, which is
Yeah.
creme de la creme, the top of the food chain. Now you have pivoted to do both international. We're talking domestic right now. Domestically, and then we're going to pivot into the international part, and then we're going to end with the other thing that you're working on. So I just had to give you your applause. I'm going to be giving you applause all night. So let's
Thank
tell the people what you have. Yeah, yes, yes. I know you said thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, Atlanta, I really want you to support this project I'm doing in downtown Atlanta. It's called The Signature. It is in Mechanicsville, Georgia. It is the evolution of the development and the gentrification and all of the things where Atlanta is and the world is coming back into urban and dense populations. I know we've done the suburbia and all of those sorts of things over the past decade or so. People have been returning to the city, and this particular project allows those individuals who want to have something that's really nice. We have a co-op opportunity so that you have an opportunity to have a STR income. It is an amazing opportunity to be able to have, it is zone where you can have your offices on the first floor of the building, zone as a commercial building on the first floor, with the top floors will be residential. Give you an opportunity to even do some bifurcation of the unit, so you can have one, perhaps someone else in the basement unit, and you being able to actually live and reside at the top floor, vice versa. So it allows for flexibility. It's right in the heart of downtown Atlanta with skyline views, and it caters to a discriminating individual. The price points start in the low 700s. It is a 3-level unit, and with some outdoor, indoor, rooftop terrace experiences. So this is the signature Atlanta for those that want to put their own individual touch on their home and residences in downtown Atlanta. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I actually have the slides on the screen as you were talking, and this is beautiful, beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
what is the
Thank
price point? Did you say the price point?
Yes, it starts in the low 700s for these townhomes here. There's also there are 14 townhomes in phase one, and so many of there are 13 of them that will have 3 levels. There are two. I'm sorry, there are 12 of them that will have 3 levels. Two of them will be kind of like the reverse model, and it's really sexy. So actually, the main living area is on the terrace, and then they have a basement. So kind of a wine cellar kind of urban feel to it. So it's really exciting, and it'll be coming out. We'll be breaking ground shortly in Atlanta.
Wow. So you said breaking ground in March.
Yes, and it's actually less than a mile from the new entrance to the Beltline. It is, like I said, skyline views, conveniently located, and close to everything. What's happening in downtown Atlanta with the underground revitalization with Georgia State, and what's happening in the Microsoft and West End, it is seated right. The Gulch is seated right in the middle of that, so you have a lot of walkable space and walkable areas where you can take advantage of living and working and enjoying downtown Atlanta.
Wow. Okay. That is phenomenal. That is really good. So, um, you already have your realtor? How do people reach out to you? Do you have a real estate a broker that you're using right now?
Yes, it's going to be listed by Sotheby's, and we should have all of the signage and everything up shortly. It's on Pryor Street in downtown Atlanta. This is the phase two that will be coming shortly thereafter. That's the southern lots. That's phase two. It's in the first and second block of Mechanicsville, at starting at 505 Pryor to all the way up to 549 Pryor Street in downtown Atlanta. So we're excited about it.
Oh, yeah. So this is the outside of it, correct? This what
Yes.
I'm displaying on the screen right
Yes,
now.
that
That is
contains
beautiful.
the commercial building, which will be a reverse restaurant at the top, a commercial kind of live work kind of commercial we work kind of space, not to brand their we work trade name, but essentially something similar to that live workspace. And then so that way, if you have your office in your basement of your residence and you have a larger need for a meeting space or something, you'll be able to actually commandeer and utilize those offices, as well as having it serve the community. There's also a STR option there, where if you have guests or business partners that are coming in, they can stay there and be convenient to your meetings, as opposed to being in downtown Atlanta. So we've thought of everything for those business owners that want to take advantage of living and working in communal spaces in downtown Atlanta.
Yeah, this is really beautiful. So I'm just gonna let everybody look at that again. And you said it's by the Sutherland,
Sotheby's
and that's gonna be how you.
it'll be listed with
I'm sorry. Say
Sotheby's.
that.
It'll be listed with
Sotheby.
Sotheby's, yes, and it is coming to. They'll be doing horizontal construction, finishing up permitting, and we're shooting for coming out of the ground by March of 2025.
Well, congratulations to you on project. This is the second thing. Okay, attorney. Now we're
Mhm.
pivoting to her
Demi-
domestic. That's the domestic project.
Yes,
So
I thought
let's
it was
talk
my main
about
thing.
some other. You thought it was what?
I thought it was my last hurrah. I figured I'd retire from the practice of the law. I developed this property. I'd managed the commercial parts, developer held assets, and as luck would have it, God saw fit for me to put my hand to something else. And it's been an amazing journey, and it took me across the waters internationally. And so I'm super excited about the things that God is revealing in Dominican Republic and abroad in other destinations. So yeah, that's it. Alma de Samana. Alma de Samana is a project that I undertook about 2.5, 3 years ago. And it has been a labor of love. It is situated in the Dominican Republic, in Samana. And Samana is so special. Yeah, thank you for showing these pictures. It's not like Punta Cana or Sosua or Puerto Plata or some of the more touristy destinations. They consider it the Monte Carlo of the Dominican Republic. In fact, it's just been named an ecotourism division where region where they are really being intentional to keep the lushness and the beauty. So unlike the flat places that you'll find beautiful restaurants and casinos in Punta Cana, but here you'll find lush and lavish and natural waterfalls and rivers. And it's we say it's a place so beautiful the whales come back every year. Known for its whales, known for its filmmaking. Actually, if you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean or Jurassic Park or Survivor, this is one of the places where they actually film hundreds of films each year. And you've seen it, but you haven't visited Samana. And why it's so special is because Samana is the place that 200 years ago, our ancestors, our formerly enslaved Americans, were given free passage to take upon themselves the opportunity to travel across the waters to subdue this land that was offered to them. And 200 years later, they've made it possible for us, those Samana Americans, made it possible for us as African American developers to come and actually take down this land and actually develop something beautiful. And why is it so special is because of the moral contract that we made with those sellers. Many times, as many of you who travel abroad, you'll go to all inclusive, you will not see much of the natural beauty of that land because you spend your time behind the walls of the all inclusive. What we
Yes.
have done, what we have done is made a commitment with the locals that have sold us this land that we want to create community with them. So we're doing so many things from music tourism to film tourism to education tourism, actually allowing HBCUs and various other institutions to come and actually have an opportunity to have a home at Alma where they can educate not only those locals, but all of the students here in the US that want to actually study abroad and actually do some things like agriculture or architecture or construction and all the things that we would be doing at Alma. So it is a big project. It is a beautiful place. As beautiful as the people that are there. And we are really putting out the white flag to actually welcome, just as they welcome those Samana Americans, those formerly enslaved African Americans in 1824, we are also welcoming the world. And actually, I want to say this: this month is Haitian Heritage Month. And a couple of days ago, I had an opportunity to go to the Apex Museum where they interviewed us because we're in Dominican Republic, and there's always been this dichotomy between Dominican Republic and the Haitian government. And while Samana is largely most of the people that actually reside there live in harmony, you wouldn't know that based on what you hear in the news, in the public. And I did not experience that when going there. In fact, the beautiful people of all cultures, not only Europeans and Canadians and Haitians and Dominicans that live there, I did not realize that there was still this struggle. And when I, not the struggle, because I know the struggle is real, but that there was such an aversion to how it is perceived, Dominican Republic. And when I went to the Apex Museum and the people who were interviewing, one of the things that struck me really to my core was that this doctor that was speaking, what they said was that Hispaniola, which was formerly the country that actually the Samana Americans were offered free passage to in 1824. They were a beacon of light for people around the world who wanted to be free at that time. And they were under the rule of Haitian government, and it was called Hispaniola before it was divided to Dominican Republic and Haiti. And one of the things he said was this particular country, Hispaniola, not only welcomed the Samana Americans, but it welcomed so many other people who wanted to be free. And it resonated with me because Alma de Samana is, we say it's where humanity is the destination.
Yes.
Alma means soul. And we believe at the core of every person that we are all the same and we should be able to live in harmony together. So without even knowing that's what we were doing, we were actually recreating the spirit of what they gave us in 1824, which is a spirit to be free, come, be free, be yourself, merging cultures, and be accepted. And so that's what Alma is. It is an opportunity for you to come, visit, own, build legacy, build wealth, but also to actually have an opportunity to enjoy the natural beauty of what's there. So I'd love to tell you a little bit more. I'd love to
Yeah.
show you a bit more about Alma de Samana, but have your audiences please spend a moment with us and
Yes.
visit us on www.almadesamana.com.
And it is on the banner on the screen for them to say. And this is also. It sounds like when you say we need a place to go, and right now where we are in America as African Americans, we're looking for something where we can have some peace and be welcomed and so this sounds like a place of respite and a place that we could just kind of unwind and not really be so stressed about everything. So I commend you for your journey. You've been working on this project, I know personally, for about 2 years now, correct?
Yeah. In fact, I'd love to tell you a little bit. So Alma de Samana is not just a resort, right? So we will have residences that will be there. We're selling residences. We've sold out our founders lots. 67 mainly Atlantans have come and have taken down and owned in Samana, in Alma de Samana. But in addition to that, we have partnered with the community. We have actually procured a PGA golf designer to design our golf course. It will be the first golf course on the northern shore of the Dominican Republic. Many people go to the Dominican Republic. They go other places, and they don't own it. They don't own. They visit. And so this is
Yes.
an opportunity to actually own. I know my grandmother always told me they are not making any more land. And what you want to do more than anything is to own something. And this gives you an opportunity for investment. If you're looking for an investment opportunity, you don't want to get there once the meal's cooked. You don't want to get to the table where all you're doing is serving, right? You want to have
Yes.
your feet under the table where you can have an opportunity to not only own, but perhaps you have a business that you want to actually go global, whether it's food or beverage or services or products or what have you. We're creating opportunities for individuals to actually take their business abroad, have a seat at the table. If you're wanting to invest, it's just really a good opportunity to come in. We're not at the ground floor anymore. We own our land. And we're coming out of the ground, but it's still an opportunity for you to get in before it's actually at its peak.
And they can get that information from what's on the screen right now at amandasamana.com.
Absolutely. Alma de Samana, the flagship of the Soul Resorts.
All right, all right. There we go.
Yep, yep.
So around hand clap, guys. This lady right here is just a busy. I mean, when I get her, I call her sometimes, and her phone just goes straight to voicemail. Just like what? I can't. My phone can't even ring anymore. So, but I know it's not, it's just because she's so busy doing everything that she's doing. So that brings us to, and we talked about the attorney, we talked about domestically in Atlanta, the project you have in Atlanta. It's downtown by the old Brave Stadium, Mechanicsville.
Mhm.
We talked about your international project, Alma de Samana. I had to learn how to say that. I had to practice that a
Yes,
couple times.
yes, yes, yes.
So I'm gonna bring up the next item that she has that she is working on. This lady right here, oh my goodness. Okay, when I say you are busy, all right, let me get all my stuff together here because she is busy. She is the CEO. Okay, Miss CEO. Let me get that media asset to come up here next.
Yes, yes,
She has a book. I'm gonna take
yes.
myself off the screen. Look at it. Talk about your book.
Well, the book is really it actually, I've been trying to write a book about my journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom. And I'm born in Brooklyn, New York, came from modest means, from the Boulevard Houses Housing Project in Brooklyn, New York. Made my way through South Carolina and University of South Carolina, and then took a federal clerkship here at the U.S. District Court and a JAG officer here in Atlanta, and that's what brought me here. So through this journey, I've been trying to write a book about, just encouraging individuals to actually stay on the playing field, not to give up, not to allow their present circumstances to dictate where they think they can go. Because even for me, the idea of coming from Brooklyn and the tenements of the boulevard houses, and actually the youngest of five children from a single mom, there's nothing special about me but my God that puts me in this position. And so I think that not only black and brown girls and black and brown boys and just any child who may feel like their circumstances are they're not surmountable, that they can't get to the boardroom, they can't lead a major corporation, a multi-million-dollar corporation. It's my obligation to tell them you can do all those things. And so as long as you don't leave the room. And so originally I've been trying to write this book and really kind of pour into mainly children through my nonprofit organization, Literacy to Legacy. I've always been really had an affinity about educating youth and really inspiring youth, because I didn't even know how. I remember I got a full scholarship to Spelman when I was in high school, and I had never heard of Spelman because no one in my family had ever been to college. And I said, "Oh, girls' school? No, I don't want that." It wasn't until my second year in college I realized. I came down to Morehouse. I'd heard about that, and I said, "Well, what's that school over there?" And they said, "Well, that's Spelman." And I was like, "Is that an all-girls school?" And they were like, "Yeah." I said, "I had a full scholarship." They said, "You had a full scholarship to Spelman and you didn't take it?" And I didn't know about it. And it's so unfortunate that individuals like myself just really don't know about the opportunities that are afforded them. So this book has always been in me. But after the journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom, and what I've experienced as being the first African American female to lead an international resort in the Dominican Republic, and the challenges that I face, not only by being Black and brown, but also by being female and being American and not speaking the language, and all those barriers that have been placed on me. There were many times that I wanted to leave the room. There are many times in my law career I wanted to leave the room and I didn't. And it wasn't easy. But this particular journey, this last journey with Alma de Samana, and the people I've had to encounter, the feeling, the rooms of one where you had to deal with yourself, the sabotage, the facades, and all those things when you're dealing with all the things that you have to deal with when they say more money, more problems.
Yeah.
That's real. They say the higher you go up, the harder it is. The air is dense up there. The companionship is not many. And you don't really have a lot of people who you can identify with who can tell you how to navigate that. So this book is to try to help you understand that you're not crazy. Yes, it's hard, and you're not losing your mind. And if you just stay in the room, if you understand to overcome the battle of one, the room of one, and all the other things, and you have individuals around you like Miss Kat, and all the other people who encourage you when you really want to give up, and you stay grounded to the people who knew you when. Those things are so important because those people don't ask anything from you, and they're so important to a role that they play in your life to encourage you when you need it. And so this book is really about that. And so it is coming out March the 25th. And it is really a labor of love, and it just poured out of me just based on what I've even experienced in the last 6 months. And it's kind of on the playing field, so it kind of mirrors a not only chess, because in chess you see the book is from Brooklyn to the boardroom. You see the Brooklyn Bridge on the left hand
Yeah.
side, you see the boardroom on on the right hand side, you see the boardroom on the left, and the chess pieces in the middle, because this is a game of chess, guys. We have to learn how to play that game, and we have to learn how to play it strategically. And everyone has a role, and you don't discount people in the room. So when I go through the book, it is often aligned with playing chess. If any of you are chess players, you understand that the queen's job is to protect the king. So for me, the king is Amade Samana in our mission. The mission
Mm-hmm.
of bringing this vision to fruition. And as the queen, the king, the CEO of Amade Samana, my mission is just that. It's not about me, it's about that king. But there are always going to be those rogue knights that want to sabotage you and want to betray you. And you have to also understand the rooks and the pawns. They serve a pivotal role because they are some of your most loyal people, the people you may discount. That person
Mm.
who just drives you to your meetings, or that person who calls you to just check on you or bring you a soup, and you never even see them. They just bring you soup at the house and they're gone before you get there. Or they just do little things for you. Those are the people that God puts in your life to just pepper it with beauty. And
Your
you can
soldiers.
your soldiers alone. Oh my gosh. That's your name. I've called you that forever. And that's exactly what it is. Those are your soldiers, and you cannot discount them. Never get too big for those soldiers, because those are people God entrust and assign to you to make sure you're okay. And so, and to guard you against those knights and rooks that talk a lot and have nothing to say, but to sabotage you. So this book is amazing. It is really, it's raw, it's rough, it's me. It's really designed to help you, and to empower you, and to make you aware of who you allow in your room. Everybody's not supposed to be in the room with you. Everyone can't stay in the room with you. When their usefulness is gone, you have to make sure they exit stage right, because they can destruct the whole room by what they bring to the room. Even people who would do well and do good can be distracted by those people in the room. And so this book is really Don't Leave the Room, my journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom. And I think it'll help anyone who is an entrepreneur, who's in business, especially with all the changes in corporate America right now that you're having to embrace. You really got to know your value in the room. And it wasn't because of DEI or something else. It's because you deserve to be in the room. And that when you get there, you got to show up, and you got to be present, and you got to make sure they understand why God put you in that room, and that they can't do without you. So you got to make
Say
sure your usefulness is felt when you get in that room. If whatever way you got in there, you need to now say, I don't care how I got here. Now it's time
mm-hmm.
to show up and show out. Don't get
That's right.
comfortable. Don't get comfortable at all. That's your time.
Wow.
You've been placed there for a reason. And that's why I'm here in Alma, just to show that Black and brown girls can do work too. And we work hard. And we do that? Don't we multitask? Don't we do five
Wow.
different things at one time? And we have to. We're expected to. So you can do it. You can do it. And you just don't leave the room. Don't give up on yourself, and make sure you surround yourself with a village.
Wow. Wow. That was great. And this is why I had you on the show. This is Black History Month. Your Black History. I mean, because what you're doing is very historic. What you're doing is being a Black female and moving in the circles that you're moving in. My phone is blowing up. I think people are logging in and looking at what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, I want to say that was what you just said was more like an inspirational vitamin, but we're gonna get into that. But how did they get the book is on the screens. CEODianaLynch.com. Is that how they order? You're pre-ordering the book right now?
Yes, pre-order the book, and then we will be announcing our book signing in Atlanta. You know, I got to bring it home, and just bring your book when you come. I'd love to autograph it, but we are really pouring into people, not only in the book, but in Amada Samana. And I have, you know, what's next for me is even bigger. It's a bigger mission than even that. We are creating opportunities for other businesses, other individuals to actually to access finances so that they can develop their real estate ventures and other ventures. So what we're creating under the Soul Reserve is my next venture. It's not next because it's all in one, but
Okay.
it is a holding company that is actually accessing capital that will allow individuals to who want to do real estate ventures, especially whether it be domestically. I think we have about 6 projects that will be coming in Atlanta, and then abroad we have some that we are looking at in Cartagena, Peru. We're looking at Guyana and Ghana and various other things. And these are partnerships we're creating. We call it the blueprint. The
Okay.
blueprint is giving us an opportunity to. Have you ever seen the Godfather's backroom boardroom meetings where you have the Joneses family? I'm calling them by African Joneses family, and you have the Johnson family, and you have the Smith family, and the Bernellis from Brooklyn. What it is you have a skill set that you can offer to other individuals, but you have not been invited to those backroom boardroom meetings to be able to offer that to the masses. And so what we're doing, we're creating opportunities in cities throughout the domestically throughout the US, major cities, where we're having these backroom boardroom meetings, and you will be invited to them to be able to, for example, if I have a merchandise line, or if I have some other service that I want to offer, I can actually come to those meetings and say, look, as you go and you become the Hilton, Alma becomes the Hilton, the Soul Reserves become the Hilton, they expand in other markets. We're going to take our team with us. We're going to take our architect team. We're going to take our development, our marketing team, our what have you, to these other markets. And we're going to come as with the blueprint. We're going to already have our team together, and we're going to match it with homeowners around the globe who want to bring Alma to their regions, to their destinations. So for that, we already have identified a couple of locations, and the flagship is Alma de Samana. We're bringing that out, and we're breaking ground, and the goal is to get it out of the ground as we then move before we then move to the other regions. So it is really a global initiative, and we have currently 25 professionals at levels all the way up to the White House that have joined in to help us bring this. We have ambassadors, celebrities, various others that we will be announcing, but we need you. We need you. Whatever skill set that you have, whether you're trying to access capital, whether you have a resource or a skill that you want to lend to what we're doing, the information is out there. Join us, find out what we're doing, because collectively we're stronger than we are individually.
Yes. And you are hiring too. So, but that'll be a whole nother show. We'll have an
Yes,
entrepreneur. I'll bring you back on for a whole nother. Let me just hire some folks. But let me just give you
yes.
this right here.
We're
You know,
looking
I
for
love that.
47 professionals. We're looking for C-suite executives and on down.
You know, I love my applause button. I'm just going to applaud you because you have so much stuff going on. But
Yes.
this brings me, thank you so much. This brings me, you have so much going on. Thank you for attorney. She's just everything. A real entrepreneur. You're just an entrepreneur in everything that you do. I just appreciate you so much for coming on. You're an attorney, international domestic real estate developer, author, and you all the other stuff you were talking about. You're doing all this other stuff. So you're gonna have a bank soon. Okay, I told you you were a billionaire. So
Well,
I'm
speaking,
talking to a
speaking,
billionaire.
speaking,
My
speaking,
friend is a billionaire. Okay, and
speaking.
she's gonna do great things. Great things. She's doing great things. So I want to say thank you so much for your time today. But I want you to stick around because I'm doing my inspirational vitamin right now, and
Okay.
it ties into you. It ties into you. So let's just get right into it. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let me.
All right.
Yes, yes, yes. That was my little woosah moment right there. That's my show closeout. Today was a phenomenal show. My sister, Diana Lynch Esquire, she has done amazing things and she's going to do amazing things. The name of her book is Don't Leave the Room.
Yes, it's don't.
And and that's what I'm telling everybody right now. We want to leave the room where we are right now, but we're in uncharted territory right now. Despite what we see and hear, we must hold on to our faith, family, and friends.
Yep.
We got here for a reason. And that reason could be to root out some of the worst that's happening right now, to bring out the very best. Right now, we're all that we have, and we have to just sit back and support each other. And I'm so thankful that I had the wherewithal to do this platform. And so many doors are opening for me, so many doors are opening for you. And sometimes you just have to walk in it. I'll share this story that happened to me just last night. Last night, I was on my way to a county commissioners meeting. Um, and I was in my car driving, and there was so much traffic on this 2-lane road that I was in my car on the phone talking to someone about something else. And this lady just honked her horn and said she was going, I was going there. She was coming away. And she says, they're not letting anyone else in the room. And she says that it's at capacity. Now I'm headed that way, and she said they turning us around. So she turned around and was going the other way. And she stopped me, honked her horn, and told me I might as well turn around because I'm not getting in. Well, I said, because I walked in this, and I said, I don't care what she say, I'm getting in that building because I need to know what is happening. So I proceeded to park my car away from the venue because I knew I wasn't going to be able to park on the premises. Get there, and the police officers were there directing traffic because there was so much traffic on this 2-lane road. And I get there, and they wouldn't even let us walk on the property. So me still being, I'm going to get in this room. Of course, I'm not trying to get arrested either. But I was like, okay, Mr. Officer Friendly, I got you. I'm gonna stay right here. So it was me and this other young lady. We get there, we stand there, and they said, well, you can look at the meeting online. So we proceeded to listen online, but I'm still saying I'm getting in that room. Well, another older lady walks up and she says, I am a citizen. I pay taxes. I need to get in this room. And they were telling us, look, y'all can't get in. They were nice about it, but they're like, you can't get in. No more seats. Well, when we stood there, another police officer in a car drives up from the venue and just happens to see us. He didn't know this lady. And then all of a sudden he said, let them in. They radio in to their police officers, the police they have in staff, inside, I mean, inside the building. And they said, we have 3 people coming in. We get to the door. They hold the door open for us 3. We walk in and they say, we have seats, but they're not together, but they're all scattered on the front row. We, by us being that diligent and walking in that faith and being willing to get in the room and not let somebody, that lady in the car, I could have just turned around.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I could have turned around and said, oh, I can't get in. Okay, I'll just look at it online, whatever, but my faith and my determination, that resonated with me so deeply. It's like, and when I got in, I got a seat in the room, and then I ended up talking to the CEO of the county from just that interaction. She knew who I was. So I say that to say, take your seat in the room. We have not come to take sides. We've come to take over. We need to do what we need to do. I want to say thank you again. Thank you so much again. But I just wanted to share that word to somebody out there that's listening. And I commend you, Diana, for never giving up. you are a true soldier because you're always one who are just doing creative things. I'm the one to say, okay, wait a minute, what? I'm the accountant. You're the lawyer. I'm the accountant, and I'm like, what you say? Okay, but that's another story in itself. But I
Yes.
wanted to share that story with you to tell you I commend you. I love you. I want to I congratulate you, and you're going to be great things. And you are a billionaire, and I'll be a billionaire a little bit underneath you. But all
No,
right.
we all need each other, and we didn't come this far to give up our seats. So don't leave the room. Continue to persist. And if you decide that you want another refuge, come see me in Alma de Samana. We have a place for you there too.
Yeah. All right. Well, hold the line. I'm gonna close out, play a little music to go out with, and then we'll chat at the other side.